Alanis at Beat Kitchen in Chicago, talking to Frail, and I'm here with
Donald Dvor, guitar player.
Eric Hammer, singer.
Ryan Berwin, drums.
Singer.
Singer.
Yeah.
That's how I'm describing myself.
He focuses
Mostly does vocals.
primarily
Singing,
on singing.
now singing.
Singing.
Support.
Lyrics.
Lyrics that he creates himself.
I'm a lyricist, a vocalist, and singer.
Yeah.
Just like, what theater troupe?
Yeah,
A
right.
screamo band.
Yeah.
Right. People are like, what?
We're
like
gypsies.
Exactly. Don't worry about
We're
it.
more like gypsies.
Yeah.
So, what's it feel like to be back on the road as a band after being apart for so long?
Shockingly
Amazing.
natural.
Yeah.
And it's
Agreed.
kind of why we're here after the first experiment a few months ago. On paper, that is a wild thing, right? You're like all like bunch of decades, but everyone's been very involved. And, everyone's been trudging forward since then on their instruments. It's not like, and so be able to pick up the energy properly. It's not like the music has to be like all pro and all, but the spirit that you can achieve when everyone is still like in their game with playing, and most importantly, like messaging, like no one turned out much different than we were a while ago, and especially with a lot of the topics and like issues that we kind of like to bring to the forefront when we first did this, are only just like more prevalent now.
Yeah, totally.
And it's not like if we knew better, we'd be like, "Told you so." Like,
yeah, that's what I'm going to say tonight. It's like, I told you so.
If the new comeback album, if we weren't wrong, pay attention again.
It's been very, like Don said, it's really natural, very enjoyable for us as people. We talked about it. We were like, 3 decades, right? Like, what trauma have you been through? What have you dealt with? What do you like now? We were together in very formidable years in our youth, and I think that carried through these past 3 decades. And it's really nice to reconnect and embrace that now. I think we're all feeling that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like early 90s was when you guys formed, right?
Yeah.
So the sound that you guys kind of have, now we would kind of define it more so in the vein of like screamo.
sure.
But at that time, there weren't as many bands with that label,
It wasn't a designated subgenre yet. Really
Right.
wasn't. Like, if we had to, I mean, it was just like a culmination of these weird influences from like more traditional punk and hardcore to like the very niched out stuff we were into, pulling from all of it.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of organic, like natural influence everybody had, but there was nobody was like, we were so open as players and growing that like whatever anybody brought to the table was valid.
I never remember writing anything and being like, "Oh, I want it to sound like this."
Exactly. And the other thing, it was like hard to like, people were like,
Wanted to be
what
fast.
are you, hardcore? We're like, we're straight edge.
I mean,
We're
it's just
hardcore.
Like, who cares? Like,
Right.
it was more
But it was more like, that wasn't what we were focused on.
I think at the time we just like really just wanted to play every show.
Yeah.
So we brought everything for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, no, but like, I don't know.
We always joke about sneaking onto these chokehold shows because they were like big brothers or something, and one dude was like a very big brother.
Yeah.
So like we'd show up and some like meatheady band like Bloodlet or something would be playing, and chokehold would be like, "Yo, they're gonna play like 5 songs," and they'd be like,
They'd be real shitty to us.
and we'd be like, "Talk."
But Chokehold's like, we got you.
We would just show up to shows we had no business playing.
Literally.
Yeah, most shows.
Like, I don't even think of it as negatively impactful as I would view it now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But man, I'll tell you what, it was wild. Like, we literally just were like, we're coming.
Yeah.
Last minute, Derek couldn't make it. Mike fills in on bass. Don's ripping a guitar. I'm playing whatever drums I can get my hands on. Eric's screaming. That's what we did, man.
Yeah, and it worked out to create like this really unique sound, especially for the time. And like a lot of that early, like more so like screamo stuff is coming out of the West Coast. You mentioned like Chokehold just now. Were there any like bands from like maybe like the New York scene that kind of influenced you?
Sure.
Because like you mentioned getting like being called straight edge or being asked about being straight edge. Was that an influence on you as well?
For sure, all of that. I mean,
100%.
the sort of like Bernstein,
Rorschach.
Yeah,
like
they rip.
mixed with Rorschach to Impel, though. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
full spectrum of vibes that was happening, like New Brunswick places and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
bedrooms
yeah.
and like
We went to tons of shows. We saw a lot of diversity in like New Jersey and PA.
we very quickly took from like a more traditional hardcore type environment and sort of manipulated it into our own like more kind of more intense, but more like a lot less of those sort of divides that were traditional in that world with like all the gender bullshit, with all like the
Yeah.
fucking sexist, with all like the tough guy, like kind of like when like the karate kicking started, and we would have names for those guys. We're like, watch out for like Ninja Bill or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
you know, oh shit, it's like, you know, Samasuki Ted gonna
Yeah,
be there,
dude.
fucking kill
Fuck.
everybody. That and us being old enough where we got the tail end of like literal people that identified as being Nazis would openly come and play.
seriously.
And all the straight
That
up
shit,
kids would just
yeah.
beat them up every
I
time.
remember some of the early shows I went to in the 90s.
They
and, like,
always lost.
clubs like City Gardens and places like
was
there
that
were
bad.
straight up Nazis there.
It was the end of that, like,
It's fucking weird
if
and
you like read
scary.
a Black Flag book or something, we got like the residual effects of that.
We did.
Yeah.
Right? No, it's
Like,
it's true.
which is like fascinating to me. You're like, you gotta be kidding me. The
Right?
straight edge kids always win though. They would win every fight against those idiots.
Yeah.
That's why it normally
Hopefully.
goes. Someone
And
in a
forever.
screwdriver shirt shows up to like one of your guys.
Fuck them. They can get the fuck out
I
of
know,
there.
it's just like you're just trying to be like all
Just beat it.
antagonistic.
Just beat it if you know what's good for you. Nobody wants that bullshit around here.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Like that messaging is kind of like that's so integral to the scene, and it does carry through in like a lot of the lyrics and presentation. And you said you're still like experiencing a lot of that now.
Sure.
Do you think like what do you think of how the scene has kind of progressed now? What are some things you're noticing after coming back for so long?
Well, coming back in a sense as when we travel together and we have this little thing we call a band and we play, but we've all been in various forms of participation in the last however many years. And there is a skew on it from this perspective of like performing and shit, right? But the thing that's been so great is there's been such a positive, all in all, response.
The positivity is still there.
Being able
too.
to like sort of arrange it so we can keep the highs and like really kind of like let it be an authentic thing. It's Eric likes to say this thing about it's really not like nostalgia. It's just living right now.
It's the same. It's the same output. We're the same beings. It's the same. We're talking about the same thing, putting out the same type of energy. We're not looking back and thinking like this is what we did.
Yeah.
We did what we do now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I don't nostalgia, stupid.
Right.
Like there's so much. Like the best part about like hardcore punk rock is just like it's live. It's the fucking stream. We're a part of it. Like
I love that.
We were on it for a bit. We get to come back to it, but that stream continues on, and everyone gets
If you're
delighted.
18 or 40 or 50 or 60, let's not have like some like temporary phase thing, and let's like contour it so people can also be comfortable with a lifetime of this sort of lifestyle.
As I look, like we've gotten to play with younger bands and like real exciting stuff and really like clever stuff, but like I don't know, it's just a better diversity than from when I was growing up.
God.
Like I think that's just
it still feels the same. It still feels powerful.
It's the same energy, but it's just like more inclusive. And I think
I mean those things that we
want it so much. Yeah, and I just like it's
still there.
Well, it's like it's expanded. And
right.
It's so much more open than it ever been. Like probably.
So it's working.
Yeah,
and I can see how like for a younger person or someone, not even younger, just someone who wasn't exposed to it, maybe knows. Like it's important to remember though the positive. Like a lot of the things that when we were first involved as kids and growing with all of this, a lot of the things that we were hoping for have like happened.
Yeah.
So, but it's really good for the general spirit of people to understand, like from a long game perspective, it is worthwhile because it does like move in a trajectory that when you step back and then step in, you're like, oh shit, that's the way it probably like should be,
But even now, like so the best qualities of being like hardcore, punk rock, screamo, whatever, like it's just like everyone's like real supportive, and like we've got like Don was talking about Chokehold. Like if they didn't give us some love, like we wouldn't have gotten to always do what we did, and like it's like
We learned
it's
a lot from that
it's just
band.
like there's no like I dislike these guys, or it's just like I like what you're doing. Like you should do more of it, and it's just like I love that encouragement and that support. You don't get that in a lot of spheres of your life. You don't always have that, and I think that's the beauty of like punk rock and hardcore. That everyone's like, John, what are you up to? Fuck yeah. Brian, what are you into? Fuck yeah. It's so different than what I'm into,
Yeah.
but you respect
It's
it.
kind of like being a Scientologist.
But it's just like people when you admire people, like when you do it yourself and then other people do it yourself, you recognize like, oh shit, dude, you made it happen, and I want to help you expand that up and like get that out there. And I just love that. Like I don't really feel like a lot of what is it? I guess like hate.
Nurturing?
It's just nurturing. Yeah, it's super nurturing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Every time we've played and gotten together, even just like meeting with my old friends, like has been very healthy overall in my perspective, in my life, my personal life outside of the shows and the band and the traveling. Just amazing. Yeah,
It's really cool.
super thriving.
I mean, he likes to wear his aborted T-shirt. You know?
Dude,
Like,
I actually got a
normal
compliment on
lifestyle.
it.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
you know, they're pretty vicious. I mean,
What's that sweatshirt?
Carcass
Oh,
from the
of course.
UK.
I know Carcass.
Yeah,
They're vicious too.
they're great. Fucking classic, dude.
Oh yeah, I've seen Carcass twice. They're great full times.
Oh
was sick.
God, yeah.
They
they're
played with
sick.
like Exodus and Testament the first time I
Yeah.
saw him. And
Gary Holt,
Yeah.
Ripper. I love him,
Oh,
dude.
dude, he's great.
Which
I
one's
follow
that?
him on
The
it. He
drummer?
played in Slayer. No, he plays guitar in Exodus.
Right. Exodus and Slayer have crossover?
Well, Gary Holt was like Exodus, right? Like he's in
Talk
that
about
band
some of the
forever.
recording here.
Slayer brought him in when Jeff passed away.
And then also Kirk Hammett from left Exodus to go to Metallica.
Yeah, and the Megadeth connection with Metallica, and it's pretty wild, but they're all like really great bands on their own. But I still think Sepultura is the biggest of the big four.
Well, that Max dude,
Which is kind of
into
funny.
cool shit. He's like into all like noise shit.
Oh, dude,
You know.
War for Territory.
fucking killer.
So good.
Chaos AD,
Oh, absolutely.
Arise, killer records.
Oh yeah. So
Influential for me.
oh definitely. So like we were talking a lot about like kind of like the past of the band, how far things have come. Where do you see things for Frail going next? Do you see another tour possibly, or maybe new music?
Whatever feels right to us.
Oh.
Yeah.
The answer's no.
It's cool. Sounds cool.
It's all like I think we're really grateful that we get to do this, and
We're enjoying it as we go.
we love and we
You
love.
think too hard about it, get too wrapped up in it.
Takes the fun out.
You know, it's really, we worked really hard from the get of considering doing this, of keeping it authentic and just a part of a lifetime, a pursuit of similar goals that doesn't end in some time when you like settle down or this or that. It's like we almost have a responsibility in a certain terms, like almost on some chain of strength shit, but in a different way. Like, it's like
There's no end game. It's
like-
just a living, breathing thing that we love
Yeah.
and support as we go.
Right.
as soon as you eliminate nostalgia from stuff, it really keeps things present and permanent. I mean, I wrote like all new guitar parts basically,
Okay.
just because like, of course I do.
Why not?
I felt like he's got everything is
Lots
like
of
present.
just it's like I was saying. It's like Frail was what we were doing then. It's the same exact thing now. We've just had a lifetime of experience. So,
Or half
like-
of one.
well,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I mean?
saying. In my young age, I'm saying that now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But no, just like just feeling what we felt. We played what we wanted that felt right to us, and like we're doing that now. And it's a little more. There's differences, but we're enjoying each other's contribution.
And we talk about in a funny way, considering how fucked up the music we make kind of is.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day,
It's pretty just whatever we've just it's been very the freest art I've been involved
like
in.
if no one had ever heard it and they hear us talking all this shit for a while and they cut to us later, And it's just like, oh my God, are they okay?
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to kind of end it with one question, what is the Frail song that you're the most proud of?
Probably Eric's spoken word stuff.
Oh, that's a brilliant answer.
Kind of summing up what we do and shit. It's kind of more important than music.
I agree.
And, you know.
And it's evolved and it's evolving and it's
Yeah. And
pretty heavy.
There's an old version that's still permanent, and he's
it's pretty real.
Expanded on it. Prose, literature, communication, like it's kind of a part of our show in a weird way. But it's actually like important. It's like where we can all have we can aspire to be more intellectual with each other, maybe, and we got started somewhere,
Yeah, you don't want to be too close to those drops you're talking about at the beginning, doing karate kicks in the pit.
No, let's like do that and then like take a book meeting, and like chill for a second and
eat something healthy.
Well, I like all forms of expression.
Have some water.
Really good, and like
health.
Some of the dancing today, there's some good dancers out there. But like I think for me, like I've just been very happy that I feel like some of the stuff that we were taught, like I just feel like it's still pertinent to me then, and it's pertinent to me now. How the songs read. I think some of my attachments to songs have evolved. I really happy about love. But I kind of like dig all our songs. Like I really like Inquisition and Industry, and I like them all. So, Firecracker. But Love is probably the one I'm really happy with and proud of.
That's a great tune. Yeah,
it's a good tune.
It's like, which one do you like to play the most? Which one sounds the best to you personally? Like different recording scenarios. We had different levels of learning how to be in a studio with this band.
If you were to play one song to one person, be like, this is my favorite Frail song.
That's a tough one. Like, Things Can Turn Around is heavy as fuck. Doesn't sound like the rest of them. Blister's kind of its own thing too. And then you have like really complex songs like Obscene Jigsaw Puzzle, and then straightforward songs like I don't know. They're all. I don't know if I could. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
I think the thing.
I'd probably like watch a video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Check
that's
the visual to go with it. I think will help.
Yeah.
I think that would be my answer. Yeah.
I was just happy, like as you can sense the progression from when we started to where we ended up, like from lyrically, musically, sonically, the whole fucking thing became like, it just kept evolving from a kernel, and it kept changing. And so it's like the band that we started with was and the band we ended with is very different, but like they're part of that little thread. But like we wouldn't have gotten here without messing about here. And like it's just like we always wanted like to express ourselves more, and like from Don's guitar writing and Brian's drumming and Derek's bass playing, and like lyrically where we wanted to go to and so forth. It's just like kind of like you kept pushing yourself, so it was really nice.
Plus, like Eric was saying, like we did a lot of suffering in the beginning. We were fortunate, but also we did what we needed to do, and we were able to get that energy from these people at the shows and stuff, and we just continued to play more and more and refine, like, and we're traveling, and we just every night you're playing, and it becomes this different thing. Then it becomes this energized, thing.
It's alive and breathing.
It's great. It's fucking rad. It's fun.
Hey, thank you so much for talking today. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And thank our man in the back, silent partner.
That's Sean.
Sean, silent partner in the back.
Yeah.
Making sure shit looks